Hello, friends. Day 57. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're inching our way to the finish line. All right. So here's the big debate. Is it Philemon or Philemon? So if you're in front of the camera, you say Philemon. If you're behind the camera, like someone I know, you say Philemon. But I'm your pastor. This is how you say it. Philemon. Don't say it like John. Philemon. No, Philemon. Okay. Today we're talking about radical forgiveness. Radical forgiveness. All right? So imagine you receive a letter asking you to forgive and to restore a runaway slave. That is the pretext, that's the context here of the book of Philemon. And the runaway slave is Onesimus. Okay? And so, who has now become a brother in Christ. If you love history, you understand that the world for a very long time was a world of masters and slaves, right? And to some extent today, there are still parts of the world where that exists. Okay? Except that in Jesus Christ, that dynamic no longer exists. Okay? That paradigm no longer exists in Jesus Christ. So Paul is writing here to Philemon to encourage him to receive this runaway slave, this time not just as a slave, but as a brother in Christ. Receive him, Paul writes, as you would receive me. Okay? If he's done anything wrong, charge it to me. This is Philemon 1:17 and 18. Right? So a little bit here of the historical context. So Paul is writing to Philemon, who is this wealthy individual who owns slaves, and he's advocating for the full acceptance and brotherhood of Onesimus, who is this runaway slave. And now he's writing to Philemon to take back this slave who had run away. And by all social measures, you could throw the law book at him. Paul is saying, I want you to accept Philemon this time, just not as a slave, but he's a brother. Okay? So this letter, the theology of Philemon, is that the gospel invites us to reconciliation that transcends social divisions, right? You think of the world in which we live in, right? There's all of these lines that we draw, right? And every time you draw a line, what you're trying to do is you're trying to divide people, right? This person belongs here, this person belongs here, this person belongs here. What Paul is saying in this very short letter, that the gospel actually brings reconciliation, and it's actually the diminishing of these lines that we draw. Okay? A practical takeaway: practice radical forgiveness enough to restore relationships that maybe have been drawn because of social lines. Okay? Number two, see all believers as family, as part of your union in Jesus Christ. So Philemon challenges all of us to live out the gospel in the real world. In the real world, not in the sweet by and by, but in the real world. Forgiveness transforms. And whatever you're going through this day, my friend, I want you to know that God's got you. And we'll see you back here tomorrow.